My partner left on a business trip for the whole week yesterday. And it's really felt like shit has been hitting the fan for me in terms of parenting and emotional regulation. Why is that? Why does that happen? The borderline literature talks about what is called the favorite person for the borderline brain. And my theory around this favorite person is that when you have a childhood with a borderline caretaker, you experienced what's called the disorganized attachment style. You can't predict how your caregiver is going to show up at any given moment. Maybe you can't trust how your caregiver shows up. So when you're falling in love, when you're going through the process of someone offering themselves up to you, of course your system says, oh, this is the connection. This is what I've been looking for. I see all aspects of personality, of habit and behavior as functioning on a scale of immaturity to maturity. And when I don't have my favorite person around to rely on, some of the areas where my skill set is more immature come to the surface because they can be covered up by our other habits and patterns of being when we're together. And wow, I was almost going to say the kids are really testing me, but I don't even like that language because, again, it implies that the kids are doing something to me. No, the shift in my situation, the shift in my circumstances is revealing aspects of self that are shadow. Most of the time, they live under the surface, so I can't see them. I have other ways of coping that keep them hidden. But with my partner gone, things are destabilized. And last night, as I was standing in the kitchen, having an interaction with my child, the thought came to me, whoa, we are not in a fight. I am bringing the energy and the demeanor of a person who is in a fight to this conversation with my child. I'm contributing that. I can feel it. And it's likely, since they've been reading me since they were very young, they've got their own hypervigilance they're working through, that they might think that I'm showing up, or they might be interpreting that I am fighting with them, and we're not in a fight. I can soften into this moment and this conversation. I've been telling myself this since last night. We are not in a fight. We are not in a fight. Every time I move back into space with them, physical proximity with them, my system gears up like we're in a fight because it got confused yet again. And then I remind myself, we're not in a fight. We are not in a fight. This is not a fight. And this morning at drop-off, I got this child looked me in the eyes and waved goodbye to me before going off to school, and that felt really good, and that felt important, and that felt like something that came out of me attending to myself, noticing and seeing in myself that I'm having this reaction, and taking responsibility for that and addressing that inside of myself before interacting with my child. I had a hard day in the way that happens to me. This pattern I can see now after I have big emotional experience, a big emotional flare up, and specifically of a shame attack. The day afterward, I feel off. I feel pretty chronic fatiguey. And I see this as a sign that I need to tend to myself. I need to put on my oxygen mask so that I can care for others, so that I can show up and be present and reestablish that connection with my kids. And so I dropped everything from my list that doesn't have to be done today. And I went out to the yoga room and I focused on my breathing, and I used the loving kindness meditation techniques that I've been practicing in Ralph De La Rosa's class to ground myself. Specifically what that grounding look like today. First, I went on that shake plate thing that I have, and I let myself shake while making a lot of noises. Then I went out into the yoga room and I turned on a song and flailed my body around while waving Palo Santo all over the place. Take a smoke bath, dancing smoke bath. Then I masturbated. I know, that's a lot to just throw out at you right there. Here is one of my theories about the borderline brain and masturbation. Borderline patients are often hypersexual, and I think it's because the release of orgasm helps a lot of energy move through the body so that you can let it go. Those first three things are actions that involve a lot of moving and releasing of stagnant energy and throttled energy. There's this feeling, this sense of throttled energy inside of me. And once I had experienced that release in so many ways, I was able to turn over on my side and play some really gentle, calming music in my ear. And I closed my eyes and I brought my family members' faces up in my mind and thought, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with inspiration. May you awaken and be free. This is the series of words, the practice that I've been developing in my Ralph De La Rosa meditation class. I need to take care of myself, because if I don't, I will inappropriately seek the care and reassurance that I'm wanting from the interaction with my child. And that's too much weight, pressure, responsibility for the child. I must be soothed first before I can soothe them. This is the whole oxygen mask first thing that we hear over and over and over again. And once I was in a more calm, grounded place and felt ready to be connected, I thought very deliberately about how I want the evening to go, to create a series of experiences that will help bring all of us closer together this evening, making that the priority for today.